know what kind of extravaganza this was, but Heroes made it into top 16. This is the first time I've seen Heroes actually do anything in a very long time. Make sure you guys smash that living crap out and subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more extravaganza breakdown. So today's breakdown from this extravaganza didn't quite go the way that I was expecting. Ghost from the Past is now in full legal status for this event. I was kind of hoping to see that we would actually get the chance to see, Ghost from the Past impact the metagame, but once again, the Dragunity stuff just has made no general impact. Chamber plus tidying just seems like it's the best course of action for this deck. So we had 5 Dragon Link being the most represented deck for this event. I guess this extravaganza is a lot more settled in terms of metagame development, because this time, we don't have a large amount of Pran Kids smashing through. But speaking of Pran Kids, second most represented deck at a 2 split. So out of half of your top 16, Pran Kids, Dragon Link taking it up. Now, the interesting thing here is the Tri-Brigade side of things. Now, there were 2 interesting Tri-Brigade variants here. One is Zoo Tri-Brigade, and then we had a Dogmatica Tri-Brigade. I do not have the list for the Dogmatica variant, if it somehow makes its way out into the open. But that's a very interesting theory nonetheless in terms of development. Also, Zoo Brigade, that also opens up some very interesting doors for testing as well, which I believe if everything goes well, I will have the Zoo Brigade list up for you guys at 11 today, actually. So that's your big metagame, big boy contenders. Tri-Brigade, testing the waters with different variants. Coming off of Luxury last weekend, Lund was the only one in Top Cut playing Tri-Brigade, and this week we see Zoo Tri-Brigade and we see Dogmatica Tri-Brigade. 2, like I said, very different things on the spectrum for you guys. That's awesome. Now, we have 1 Shaddoll Invoked, which I'll have the list up here for a second for you guys here. 1 Virtual World as well, also for you guys in a second. And then we have the Grand Slam for this event. 1 Hero List slipped into Top Cut, and that list will end up being on Gabriel Vargas's channel. You guys can check it out. I don't currently have it. He said it was going up on Gabriel's channel, and what happens afterwards, he'll share it around with more people, but you'll get the exclusive look at Heroes on that channel. And speaking of Gabriel, Trap Burning Abyss, piloted by Gabriel Vargas, made it into top 16 again. So 2 very, very different rogue strategies pushing into Top Cut is amazing. And then, of course, we had the 1 lone dinosaur player. It's almost like dinosaurs are almost extinct. Nice puns intended for this video. Then we had Unchained, again, pushing through. The exact same person that topped with Unchained last time, pushed through, made it to Top Cut. We'll have that list up this afternoon for you guys as well. And we had, where's the Eldritch? We had 1 Zulich deck, alright? So Eldritch, Zodiac. The only variant in the entire Top Cut, that was it. Only 1 Eldritch. Eldritch got pushed out of Top Cut domination this time. Pran Kids still showing up in a decent force. Dragon Link solidifying its spot in Top Cut as the best deck. Meanwhile, the chunk of Rogue rotating around the axis that is the current metagame. Very interesting in terms of break. I didn't think I would see Heroes give the chance to do anything. And I'm probably expecting this to end up being like a super poly variant, much like, Shaddoll tries to do with the multiple elements to disrupt the opponent. That wouldn't surprise me all the least. So kind of have to wait and see. But we're going to pass it on over to the first chunk of deck profiles that we have for this event. No shocker, the first list we have up here is actually William Candia's first place list. He grand slammed this event, going, 8-0, 9-0, and taking that first place seed. So yes, Dragon Link did end up winning the overall structuring of the event. As you can see here, we're on 2 chamber, 2 tidying. I think there were some other builds that were trying 1 chamber. I guess you can make the argument that it is on once per turn, but I think this is kind of interesting. Of course, we have the Dark Ruler No Mores to break through and punish those bigger boards that the opponent is aiming to make. And this was interesting. It looks like after this event, Alpha has kind of started to make its way into side decks. I've seen this card being a lot more pressurative at the moment here, but this is going to be something to keep an eye on as we go forward here. Is Alpha finally making its grand debut into the metagame? There's nothing else I can say too much about Williams' list. It's very standard: break the opponent's board and then establish your own. And like I said, ratios in terms of development on today's metagame are pretty much solidified for what you would expect. Next up here, we have Matthew Narvez is going, well, taking a new approach to Virtual World here. We have the TC boost built into the main deck here, which means that we can stop the opponent. No fun allowed, by the way, here. You would be like, well, why would he play TC Boo when you have Psychics and Worm Monsters? You would lock yourself. I think that this card, you just establish your board and attempt to win the game. As you see here, we're still doing the Ultimaya Tzolk'in Crystal Wing play, which is probably one of the better boards, but we're not trying to do the Muddy Mud Dragon, make the Dragoon. I kind of noticed that we've kind of taken a step back from that approach here. While that is still good, it does not appear to be the main focus for this deck. So keep that in mind, that Tzolk'in Crystal Wing is still a good strategy. It's just not what we really want to go crazy with. So this is a much different approach to Virtual World. I really like this. Like, there's some cool ideas here. So we'll have to wait and see if these stick. I know a lot of people have been trying to find ways to make Virtual World work, but I think that this might be the way you might want to look at it from now on. Next up was third place, and this was Joshua Friedman's Invoked Shaddoll. Look, with the nice little splash of Golden Boy in here. This is actually kind of cute. Nothing too crazy, just spot removal, put an additional body on the field if need be. Also, hey, look, it's super poly, guys. So, I wonder what this deck's main purpose is to do. Just smash the opponent's board, make big guys. You guys understand, like, these good cards help break boards in situations. Same thing with the Shaddoll engine. So, no real surprise to see that this deck is actually functioning and doing very well at all. If you want a good deck to punish the opponent in the metagame, this is actually going to probably be the deck that you want. One card engines, by the way. Very, very nice. Next up, Zohair Khan finally broke his bad luck streak and made it into Top Cut. I'm so proud of him. He beat Gabrielle at, what was it, the last round. He finally broke his curse and did it. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, like, you go get him, Bosch. So anything too crazy out of the ordinary here, 2 chamber, 3 tidying is fine, I think. As you see here, we have the 2 alpha in the side deck. That's kind of spicy. I like that. Then, of course, we have Mr. Scarlight, Red Dragon Archfiend, the Time Breaker. Got to win those games in time. Outside of that, there's nothing. Still the Dark Ruler No Mores. I think that you've pretty much seen the gravity of how we're changing these decks to kind of counteract the metagame here. Dark Ruler No More is definitely still going to be that staple here. So, yeah, this is the situation we found. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, Phantasme has been like a huge player in a lot of the metagame at this point. So this is 7th place, Zohair Khan's list. Next up, we have 14th place. This was Sean Pittman's list. I see that we're not playing Dark Ruler No Mores for this variant. That's a little bit of a nice change of pace. I see that we have the Lancias packed in here. The biggest difference from this is, instead of, only playing straight 20 monsters, we're still bulking down on the 27 here. No alphas for this build. Talons are actually in the side deck instead of being in the main deck, as opposed to the other 2 variants. Nothing too crazy I want to point out about this. I'm kind of noticing that it looks like, in terms of Dragon Link development, they're just kind of shaving off the fat of these variants and kind of making them flow a little bit better. So I kind of like that, actually. Nothing else that I really want to point out about this. B-Cop down here is kind of cute. Alright, next up, 15th place. This was Gabriel Perez's Zulich. And that is Shadow Frickin' Imprisoning Mirror. Yes, somebody finally dusted off the old Shadow Imprisoning Mirror and said, I'm sick of how this format's going, and they slapped this bad boy in here. That is absolutely hilarious to me, man. Like, imagine that you're so fed up with today's metagame that you just went and dug out your Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors, and you're like, you know what? No more fun allowed. Alright? Think that's actually hilarious to me. Alright? So, man, think about that. I'm still, that is so good, actually. Imagine it. Imagine just getting Shadow Imprisoning Mirror in the year 2021. And you're just like, well, what do I do? Like, what am I supposed to do? That is some spicy stuff. Alright, nothing else too crazy to point out about this. The last here we have is poor 17th place. This was Ben Gifford's list, and this poor duelist bubbled out of top 16 on that unhappy 17th place mark. But as you can see here, this is the other doll variant here. I noticed that none of these builds are playing Genius. I kind of found that interesting. This build is also playing the Dark Dragoon package to kind of turbo out and disrupt the opponent. Outside of that, there's nothing too crazy I want to say about this build. I do think that it's kind of sad that he got 17th, but that's Wave Cookie Crumbles for bubbling. So what do you guys think about the decks out of this event? Smash your ever-living crap out, subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on the other 4 lists that I have this afternoon. And of course, I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on in the day for some more cool, awesome content. Peace out, guys. I was going to let you guys leave, but I got to give thanks to everybody that helped me gather the information for today's event. I love each and every one of you with a nice little diamond heart, and I do appreciate everybody being able to let me put together these metagame reviews for each and every one of you. So have a good rest of your day, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.